Hello, everyone. It's Andy here, and today I have something very special for you. We're going to be doing a sketchbook tour. I know I've been promising about doing this for a long time, and it's finally here. I can't wait to show you guys what we have. This will be unlike usually where I post a sketch here or there on Patreon. You guys are going to get the unfiltered version. You're going to see everything that's in the sketchbook. Unfortunately, this sketchbook I started once I first moved here to Japan, which was last April. So some of these sketches, I've already forgotten the context and what was going on in my mind when I drew these, so I'll try and give my best explanation. But yeah, so welcome to this very special sketchbook tour. All right, let's begin. When I first moved here, Ian, one of my best friends, he wrote a nice little note for me. This sketchbook was actually a gift from him, but I won't bore you with the details. All right, so right away here with page one, I started doing some head sketches, and you'll find for the first while, many of these the sketches are a little odd here. I don't know about you, but when I start a sketchbook, I tend to feel this pressure to, you want to have the first page look really good. So, so a lot of these sketches are a little odd for a while. So right here, I was doing some wolf drawings and some mouse drawings, and I was actually referencing one of my favorite artists on Twitter, Winstar Art. I love the way he draws mice, so I was trying to reference his style and try and adapt it. This page here, we get to start with some mice and some foxes, trying out some bean body sketches, and then this drawing here is supposed to be a hamster waking up to the sound of construction, and this was part of a commission that I was working on that didn't pan out, so it never went any farther than that. And then I tried my hand at some figure drawing. As you all know, anatomy is not my strong point, but I'm learning. And then we start with some squirrels. Here, I had an idea for a squirrel like a pirate, hanging off the side of a ship with a sword in hand. Got a mouse and another fox head. Okay, so what I was doing here was trying to come up with some otter designs. I was really trying to get into more character designs and being mindful of like what makes designs more appealing. And you'll notice I was trying to experiment with some hair. You'll notice a lot of my animals, they tend to not have hair. They have like some tufts of fur sticking out. And that can get boring pretty quickly, and it makes it hard to make unique and interesting designs. And so here I was experimenting with an otter having like a lily pad or a flower on top of her head for like some hair. Has even had like a clamshell at one point on her head. Then here she's like, "Oh, I like this hat." And there's a squirrel like, "What's on your head?" Yeah. So then Ian he started to suggest that, hey, why don't you try actually drawing hair on your animals? So here I was trying a pretty trendy haircut on this otter, and having longer hair, maybe bringing back the seashell as kind of like a headband or of some sort. Yeah. And then we get back to more designs, some tattoos, and at this point you can see that I started to get some ideas for some characters. Pardon me, sorry. And here I have an idea, like maybe there is this otter, and she was expecting a child, her and her husband sails away on a journey and never comes back. And so I thought of doing like a tragedy, a story about her, coming to grips with her grief, and where could I take that character after that? And unfortunately, I haven't thought of her since. But who knows? Maybe we'll get something else. And then here was some storyboarding, happy otter couple, and then maybe the baby is stillborn, and then her husband dies or something like that. It's tons of different little doodles and ideas. Some more figure drawing, and then here we go. We get some some foxes. I drew a bear and tried my hand at drawing wolves. Wolves are very difficult for me to draw. I don't know why. It's just they're a little bit different than foxes. We have a nice little mouse drawing. Back to bear, and I think I was trying to draw a skunk at some point. And then this deer character. This is a character from some stories that my mom used to tell me, and this deer's name is Carly. She is a herbalist, and originally when I had drawn her in previous sketchbooks, I drew her without hair. And then I had asked my mom, like, what does Carly look like? And my mom said, well, she's got blonde hair and stuff like that. And so I was like, wait a second. So I had to draw some hair on Carly. And then here, actually, I'm sure you can't see the handwriting, but I was kind of venting a little bit. I just moved here to Japan, and I was very frustrated. Things were going a bit slowly, and there was a bit of culture shock there. So I was venting a little bit and just saying I'm feeling frustrated. I wasn't happy with my sketchbook or with the way that the sketches were going. I don't know about you guys, but I get moments where I feel like my skill should be better with how long I've been doing artwork. I feel like my art needs to be farther along. And then I'll tend to get to that point where, I'm frustrated. Then other moments I'll be like, you know what, I'm happy where I'm at. And I just need to push myself to keep getting better. So then, we get back to more sketches. Tried doing an ink drawing of an otter. We have a donkey, otters, and mice. And started trying to do more mice with actual proportions. I think it looks a little odd, though. I'm not a huge fan of proportionate mice. I like the very big heads and smaller bodies, and going back to shapes, and just a lot of... actually, here I was doing trying to draw a horse. And that's a huge thing you'll see in a lot of my sketches, is there's a lot of... I try to follow, doing shapes. Not very good at it, unfortunately, but I do my best. And then here you've got this. I had a scene for, I think, a mouse was gardening. Had the little mouse design. Here we got a mouse. It looks like she's pregnant there. Not sure. Then we have a mouse here that's, I think, kneading some dough. And then, fun fact: do you know that a female mouse is called a doe, and so is a buck, or a male mouse is called a buck. Speaking of male mouse, we have this mouse warrior. He's a character I keep drawing. I don't have a name for him, and I just call him the one-eyed mouse because he has one eye, but you'll see more of him later. Here, I was trying to draw a... for that story that I was working on for a while, the story about the wolf couple, I was trying to draw the female wolf tending to the male's wounds, and it ended up looking a bit risque, so I don't know if you can see it, but I wrote here, like, not sex, just the wrong planning. I didn't plan the scene very well, so it just ended up looking very weird. Yep, so here we go again. I was doing more just storyboarding sketches for ideas. As you know, I kind of postponed that story because just things weren't working out, and so I had to figure out what was going on. Here we have them playing the water, having an argument. They get captured by some coyotes, and here was another moment where when she first encounters him and lets the male wolf into her den, she's like, "You stay on that side of the fire," and he's like, "Oh, okay, don't want any trouble." And then I started going back into wolf designs. Here's a coyote. We have a dinosaur claw. I don't know why. And then, back to more designs. As I've said, wolves are just somehow difficult for me to get right. I was also trying to play with some more like cartoonish proportions. So he's got like a big barrel chest and a very small lower torso. Here we've got Cinda. She's got more of a elongated body. And then we go back to wolf head designs. And yeah. Then over here we've got let's see, we've got I think it's I was trying to do a mouse, but it ends up looking more like a canine of some kind, and here we definitely have a fox. And I really like that. We've got more designs for Cinda, and it looks like we've got a mouse, probably listening in on something. We got more wolf designs and more mice. We got an old wizened mouse here, and we got an otter warrior right here. Got some more drawings. You'll notice I normally, at the beginning of the sketchbook, when I first started, I would draw just on one side because I didn't want the drawings on this side to smear onto the other page. But after a while, I just kind of gave up, and I didn't want to waste good paper, so I started drawing on the other sides. And here we got more sketches between Cinda and the male wolf Fino. And the idea for the beginning of the story was that she doesn't like him or is very distrustful. And so there's a lot of drawings of her like pointing at him and like, you stay away from me, and not getting along. And really, he doesn't want any trouble. He's just hurt and doesn't know where he is. And then we've got more thumbnail sketches. We've got a very happy mouse, some squirrels, and a lot of European squirrels have these tassels on their ears. And I was playing with the idea of what if like these tassels were braided or kind of like in pigtails to give it more of a unique design. Then we have more. Sometimes I have some more thumbnail sketches of just like different ideas for drawings. I was doing some more realism sketches of squirrels. And then here I'm actually really proud of how this one turned out. We've got a horse rearing up, and yeah, this was actually while we were getting ready for. I teach drawing animals for the FCS, the Frontier Comic Seminar here in Japan, and so this was some practice for drawing horses and drawing cats, trying to get the shapes down. Did some dogs and a fox, more animals, more shapes. These drawings are so rough, but that's actually what almost 80% of my sketchbooks are. They're very, very rough drawings, and then what you guys end up seeing is like the 1% that are actually finished and completed. And then some friends of mine, we started doing these creature design challenges. And so I made an Arabian goat spider. I think it's called, I ended up calling it a quibbit. It's like a spiky rabbit type creature. And yeah, we had a lot of fun. We were doing it for a while. And these ideas just kind of petered out. And we never continued, but this was a list of different things that about facts about the animal and different ideas of what this creature could look like. And then let's see. So here, this was right around the time the animated film The Bad Guys came out, and I was thinking of doing some Your Character Here type drawings with someone's character could be with Diane Foxington, and those ideas never panned out. But here were the sketches, anyways. And then was trying to finalize some ideas, and then this was just a random drawing of a doe. However, her proportions were a little small, so this is a very young doe, and as you can see, I wrote Sam. Maybe this is Meadow's daughter, Sam. She looks like she's probably 14 or so. Who knows? Maybe we'll do a story. I really like this design, so I definitely want to keep it. And then this was another creature that I think this was either Ian or Fleming's prompt. I'm not sure. But it's a type of bird that eats the other birds' eggs and actually eats rocks. So that's why the beak is all cracked and chipped away. some more sketches. Get a very either a fox or a coyote female design, and then I got some bleed through from another drawing on this side. I was trying to do a squirrel, and I was using my Copic markers. And yeah, as you can tell, it bled through. So I won't be doing a lot of Copic drawings on here because it just bleeds through with the paper. Well, I'll have to figure something else out. And then yeah, some different fox designs. I have a, let's see, looks like it's a western. I have a male fox. It looks like a sheriff's badge here, and then you got your tavern maid or saloon maid fox. Maybe they're coyotes. I'm not sure. Yes. So these are some characters from another story that my mom used to tell me. This is the story of Zorro and Vixie. Vixie is a school teacher. This is set in like it's set in Yellowstone Park in the 1800s. So think Little House on Prairie. As Vixie is a fox that teaches at a school, and Zorro is a ranger that the rangers have this issue with a gang of grizzly bears, and the grizzly bears killed Vixie's father, who was a lawyer, and so they believe that Vixie has these legal documents that could incriminate the gang, and so the bears are trying to get to her, but Zorro is undercover as a janitor for the school, and so his job is to protect Vixie. And all the while, she thinks he's this annoying janitor that she's starting to fall in love with, and unaware that he's this dashing ranger. And then here's a raccoon character, a friend of the family's, and then these were just different designs, different shapes and silhouettes for Vixie. Let's see. Here it looks like these are some ideas that I have of a squirrel fighting an Archaeopteryx. That's the type of dinosaur I absolutely think would be really cool. Archaeopteryx is a feathered dinosaur that they believe could fly. So I think it'd be really cool to have ideas of, or drawings, or a story of a squirrel, leaping from tree to tree, and there's this Archaeopteryx, a raptor-like dinosaur, following her, and they're fighting. Yeah. I got some more ideas, some using bow and arrow. Here's some better sketches, and tons of rough drawings, as you can tell. But here we have we got a dancing squirrel, a squirrel. Looks like she's planting some seeds, planting a garden. Got some head designs, back design, and then just different planning for different scenes. Archery, squirrel climbing a tree, squirrel sitting by a river. Looks like we have looks like Meadow, a deer, with a squirrel. Looks like she's offering her a drink. And then, let's see, we have the squirrel trying to brush her tail, and I envisioned like her tail's all full of knots and hair splits, and she's trying to brush at it. And then, yeah, just more designs for the squirrels. I love drawing squirrels, as you guys know. And then got more drawings, more designs, more just very rough, loose sketches. And then I was doing some planning on like how to grow Patreon. Different ideas like, should I work on more comics? Should I work on just writing more books? Here's a sketch of a mouse wading through a river. And then some dinosaurs, and then here we're actually, let's see if I can read my own handwriting. And then these were some ideas for some stories that I won't get into yet, but I have some very big ideas coming up soon. And then here's was another comic idea that I was working through. Some thumbnails. Unfortunately, the thumbnails are so rough and so loose that I can't even tell what I was doing. Actually, I think I know what I'm doing here. I remember this thumbnail. I have an idea of a story where a wolf, a female wolf, she loses her baby, she's grieving, she goes to jump off a cliff and finds a village that's been destroyed by marauders. And she goes and she finds a baby wild boar that's the only survivor of the attack, and she ends up raising it. And it's kind of like, it's definitely inspired by the story of Ramus and Remus. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. The twin brothers that founded Rome. In the story, they were thrown aside by their evil grandfather, left to die in the wilderness. They were babies, and a wolf finds them and cares for them. And so I was definitely inspired by that story. Anyways, we got more sketches here. We got a date, which I don't know. Oh, I think that's when we had a guest that was staying here in Japan. Got some squirrel designs. Excuse me, pardon me. You got a drink of water. And then here, I started thinking of an idea for a comic or a story about a fox couple. And here was a quick little design. You can see all these little thumbnails. The fox couple, they're traveling. The husband goes to get something to drink or some water from the river and never comes back. And the female, she ends up getting captured by a tribe of animals and taken as prisoner. And then the story would follow the husband as he wakes up and tries to save his wife. And yeah, that was maybe we'll see that again. Who knows? Got some more mouse drawings. I got a skunk. I really like this design for the skunk. I don't know why. I think it's really cute. And then here was a flower with Copic drawings. I think that was drawn during worship morning. I'm not sure. But yeah. And then, as you can see, I really like the skunk idea, so I drew another skunk. I think I started watching, what's that Bugs Bunny show? Tiny Toon Adventures, I think that's where it's, where they're at the Looney Tunes University or whatever. Anyways, and then working on some caribou. There's a drawing of Mari, working on some different designs for foxes. And then here was some story ideas, and here's an otter and a fox, and the otter, he's a scribe, and you have the squirrel, tribal squirrel. She's kind of check out like, whoa, what's that? And maybe he teaches her how to read. Here was his father's design. And then we got actually to some designs for Yuki. For those of you that read my book, The King's Heir, Yuki is Mari's adopted daughter. She's the daughter of the evil queen in the story. And Yuki is, of course, a baby when her mother is killed, and Mari takes the throne, the main character, and Mari adopts Yuki. So these were just different ideas. We have here's an idea of Mari and Yuki playing cards or playing a game. And then we had some different map ideas, and here's a sketch of a fox and maybe a rabbit or a squirrel. Gathering fruit from an orchard. We have the squirrel climbing the ladder, and then here's another mouse design. And then we had a gesture drawing of a mouse with a sword. We got a rabbit. Here was, I don't know if you can see it very well, but here was a idea. I want to do another furry Bible comic, but this would be the story of David, and I envisioned King David as a border collie of some sort, because he was a shepherd and takes care of sheep. And then we have some otters, some T-Rexes, another fox. Sorry, sometimes the school kids walk right by the window here. And we got some rabbits. Here's the midwife rabbit from An Unexpected Blessing. She looks unamused. And we've got some drawings of Meadow. Meadow also looks unamused here. And then we got some gesture drawings. Looks like Meadow and Buck together. We have a mouse riding a wave with a trident. I don't know what I was thinking there. Then here was some thumbnail sketches of a fox sitting at a desk, and there's his wife sitting on the bed, watching him, infatuated with him. And here's a closer drawing. And then had the idea of him kind of looking at her like, what do you want? And she's like, bedroom eyes. And then here was a drawing of them like at their wedding or something like that. And then here was some notes that I needed to take when I was preparing my lessons for the Frontier Comics seminar. Then we get to A mouse, more mice. A mouse taking a bath in, it looks like a teacup. And then we got to shapes and more gesture drawings of squirrels and mice. Here we have, again, more gesture drawings, and we have a mouse kind of sitting by some mushrooms, have a waterfall. Yeah, a lot of gesture drawings. And then we have, I really love this drawing, how it came out. Got this mouse, she's serving tea. She's got a nice little tavern maid type outfit, and this, I love tassels on clothing. I know they're a pain to draw, but they look so sweet to me. I don't know. I really like it. Then we got some otters. Tried to do a wolf head. I've been told that maybe I should draw my female wolves with shorter muzzles. I was trying that out. I'm not sure if I like that, but we'll see. We got just a ton of rough sketches. We got a mouse. Looks like he or she is singing. We got some rabbit designs. A rabbit couple having dinner. We got some more mice. Here we have a deer. It looks like the deer is playing volleyball, and then that kind of inspired me for, there's more volleyball drawings. Then I have an idea for a comic. You could have like a volleyball team. You have your deer, you have your jaguar, and then a raccoon, and a stork, and then you have a mouse, a little mouse that is your coach. I think that'll be a really fun little comic to do. And we got some more rough drawings. More rough drawings. Everything's so rough here. And this is where I started to get some ideas for a story that I'm hoping to work on this year. It's a story about a mouse that works at a bookshop, and she gets into some shenanigans and goes on a pretty cool adventure. And then here I had to go through some finances and drawings of wolf and a stegosaur and fun stuff. Some more rough drawings here. Let's see. I have some notes here. Have a cat. Looks like we have a rat and a mouse. The mouse looks like she's tied. Looks like she's tied to a post. Looks like the rat's trying to convince her to do something, and she's very much like, like, not in your life, Buster. So we'll see if that drawing ever goes anywhere. Got some squirrels. And back to more squirrels, and I started working on some designs and some facial expressions. Got her holding a sword. And we got, looks like Meadow again. I did some different, like, hand shapes with the hooves. And then we got some rabbit designs and different outfits. I think I was starting to work on a commission for Underwatch here. I think this is his character, Nim. And then, yes, so here's another drawing of Nim, and then this was part of an art trade that I was working on with an artist named Tazia Hall. Absolutely love her work. She did some guest art for An Unexpected Blessing for the comic. And then, yeah, more doodles. And there was some more sketches for the art trade. And, yeah. Here we go. We got the mouse warrior, and got some jungle. I think this is a log over by a waterfall. And then we got more notes, but I can't read that. And a squirrel with a sword. You'll see that a lot of my drawings are pretty much the same, very similar. Then here's some ideas. I think I asked some of you guys on a poll on Patreon what kind of animal would work as a barista, and here was a very light sketch of a koala pouring coffee. The mouse. And here we go. Here's another. Here was more sketches based off that poll. You guys talked about koala, and then someone mentioned a squirrel, and they would probably make, a hazelnut flavored coffee. And so I drew a sketch of them together. He's doing a pour over. The squirrel is the waitress. And then, maybe they're in love. Maybe the koala is the owner, and he's in love with the waitress. And maybe, what's the squirrel's motivation? Maybe she's in debt, or she's trying to write a book, and that's why she works at the coffee shop. And then there's the squirrel trying to scribble right on her book. And here's the koala. Business is very slow. Got some just different coffee house sketches and stuff like that. Got a little mouse there. Maybe she's another barista. This was another commission for Underwatch. I think this is Nim taking a bath. I forgot what I named or ended up titling that drawing. I think it was Nim at Repose or Nim at the river. But these were different thumbnail sketches of. We thought of her like maybe she was brushing her ear, maybe she's wading into the water. And then just different poses, different ideas. Maybe she's washing her ears like you would kind of pose someone washing her hair. Here I got a little sketch of her saying, "This ain't working," because I had done so many sketches and nothing was satisfactory. And then I drew Meadow. It looks like Meadow is wading into the water here. There's Buck fishing. And then here I finally got more in that sketch of what you ended up seeing later on for the finished commission. And then looks like we got some more fox doodles, and looks like a wolf design. And here is another sketch of Fino, the male wolf. And gave him a braid, gave him a bigger body. Male anatomy is just not something I'm good at drawing. I just can't. I need to learn how to do this better. And then I went back to trying to figure out more poses for the drawing with Nim washing at the river. And these were some other ones, and I think we ended up going with, this one here. And then, let's see, did a fox trying to put on some socks. Did some sketches of Meadow. And then here's an idea. I think we'll have more drawings over here, but I had this idea of a big, wide illustration of a mother wolf. Think of like the 1800s. She's got like a 1800s outfit. They have a barn. They have a garden in the background, and yet she's kind of sitting on a stump, with nursing her baby. Yeah. Here's more ideas here. And it's an idea I haven't been able to let go of. I think it would be a really cute illustration. You could see like maybe she was chopping wood, and you got smoke coming out of the house, and like there's things to do. She's very busy. There's a lot of chores, but she's got to take that moment of rest to feed her baby. And really, that's what all this work is for the baby. Then I did another doodle of maybe there's a mouse or a squirrel. She's nursing her baby, but she lives in a town, and she's probably homeless and hiding behind a barrel, feeding her baby. We got a sleeping wolf and a mouse. Pardon me. Gotta drink some water. And then here we have some more sketches. It looks like a fox at a river, probably getting something to drink. You've got all this scenery. It started off with one drawing of a tree, and then just led into a whole scene. Got more foxes. Then there was a dinosaur coming to attack or eat them. He got all the root system. I was very proud of that. And here was another idea. You have a squirrel or a mouse or some animal climbing some rocks, and there's a raptor jumping after them. And then, actually, that reminds me, we get into some thumbnail sketches for a dream that I had of a clan of dinosaurs that attacked a tribe of foxes, and they threw the princess fox over a bridge into the waters below off this cliff. And it's a story that I'm working on. I'd love to do something with it. I just haven't got any idea what to do next. But here's the dinosaur. There's the princess, and there's the queen running to save her daughter. Of course, she isn't able to. Then we've got looks like a fox. She's listening in on something. And then we've got a Loch Ness monster, some dinosaur designs, an otter here, foxes, mice. Looks like this mouse is listening to something or in love. And then, more designs. Pardon me. A fox. Then a bat. Something I would really love to do someday is a romance between a mouse and a bat. Because, when you think about it, bats are pretty much just mice with wings. I think that'd be a really, really cute story. And then over here, it looks like we've got a mouse and a bat. Kind of looks like the mouse is the sacrifice, or the bat is trying to summon it from the dead. I don't think I'd ever do that in a story, but who knows? We'll see what happens. There's a female bat. And then I went back to that idea of an owl that owns a bookshop, and the mouse is the main character that works at that bookshop and getting to adventures. This is Spinosaurus. And then, as you can see, I started thinking more about this mouse working at a bookshop. Maybe she's a writer. Looks like oh, actually, I think I know what this is from. I was at Starbucks, and I started drawing the person that was sitting next to me, but I drew them as a mouse. And then here we go. Here I started breaking down this idea of a mouse working at a bookshop. And so we have the thumbnail sketches. You know, she goes to get a job, starts working for this owl, and then at night in the bookshop, she starts hearing some eerie sounds, like some screams or calls for help. And then this owl's like, don't look at the books, or maybe there's a specific book that she's not allowed to look at. And so one day, of course, she's like, ugh. Then one day she goes to look, and curiosity gets the best of her, and she tries to pull the book out, and it turns out it's a trapdoor to a hidden labyrinth underneath the bookshop. And so she goes in, and there's corridors in a room, and in the room she finds a missing coworker. Here I drew a deer. And then you realize, like, oh no, the owl, he's got prisoners down here. He's a serial killer. And then the owl attacks and tries to kill her, and that's where the sketches ended. And that's actually a story I'm working on very intently. I unfortunately, haven't had a lot of good ideas on how to finish the story and how to flesh it out. And then here we go. We got some mouse. She's got a really nice little, like, 1800s outfit. The little buttons and collar. Looks like a warrior mouse. And we got a squirrel fighting an Archaeopteryx or a raptor. Here we got the tribal squirrel kind of reacting to something. Here is another design for a squirrel, trying to go with more of that Looney Tunes-esque square shape. And then we get to another commission for Underwatch, and that is Nim, where, you know, she's the commander is noticing that she's pregnant, and so yeah, we had some different ideas and different posing. Some more sketches, squirrels and scenery and meadow and rabbits and more mice. And then here was this was a doodle. I forgot what, probably at church or something like that. I drew myself, my sketchbook, my leg, my foot. Here we go to some more scenery, and then we got a mouse, probably pulling out a book that she's not supposed to read. And then we got some. This looks like some sort of animal trekking through a jungle. And then I have a wolf or a fox riding a Parasaurolophus or Parasaurolophus, however you pronounce that. I say Parasaurolophus. Got some wolf designs, an otter. And here's another drawing of that same idea of the mouse working at the bookshop. Here she is in the labyrinth. She's got a torch, kind of checking out, like, what's going on here, reading the book. There's the owl. I think of him having a fez. I don't know why. That's just what sticks with me. Then here's a sketch of the wolf couple, lit by moonlight, so you really just see their silhouettes, and it looks like he's kissing her or she's kissing him. I'm not sure. And then we got some mouse designs, different ideas and it looks like I said perfect for this one. I do really like that design. Mouse kind of looks like Mrs. Brisby from The Secret of Nim. Here we go. Here's a rabbit design. More rabbits here. I started working on drawing my hand. And then how can I get better at drawing hands and paws for my animal? Looks like there's Meadow. And then here was another attempt at doing that drawing of the mother wolf nursing her baby. So you can see I have like an idea for like a plaid dress or skirt. There's a wicker basket full of vegetables, and more thumbnails in different positions or angles of how she can be feeding her baby and where the camera would be placed. This drawing hasn't I haven't done anything with this drawing yet, but I definitely want to. I think it'd be a very special drawing. And then here I got into, oh, there's a wolf design, but more shapes, trying to work on getting better at drawing circles, and being able to draw anatomy using shapes is very important. So you can see I have a lot of circles and squares, and at this point I was almost done with the sketchbook, so I was trying to just fill up space, actually. And so just trying to get it all done so I could open the next sketchbook. And yeah, so more circles, more squares and triangles, and then I was like, okay, let's see, can I do more anatomy using these shapes? So here's a fox head, and then there's Meadow. You can definitely tell it's Meadow because she's got that almost cylinder-esque shape, and then she's got, you know, that signature hairstyle, that little loop that comes down. There's our favorite doe, and then, oh, here's the end of the sketchbook. And I said, it's been great, and it shall be greater. This is probably a note to myself saying that, you know, even though the sketchbook is, a lot of times I'm not happy with the results, and I feel like I could be better. You know, the more I keep drawing, the more better I'll become. Art is not something that you're not just born with talent. I mean, granted, you are born with talent, but that's just a small portion of it. Talent can only get you so far. The rest is up to you to study, to get better, to practice, and that's what I've dedicated my life to, and that's what I do here in Japan. I work in comics. I want to tell stories, and the more I practice, the better I'll become. The same with writing, too. So, alrighty. So, yeah, that is my sketchbook. Thank you guys so much for your support. You guys on Patreon, you mean a lot, and I hope that I'll be able to continue to make more stories and drawings and comics for you guys. I know I haven't been posting a whole lot lately, and that's just, it's been very busy with holidays and things here in Japan, but this year I plan to actually write my next book. That is my goal. I'll be writing another 150-page novel, or a short novel, so we'll see how that goes. That is the goal for this year. Alrighty, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are a huge blessing to me. Alright, God bless and cheers.